Hey, you guys, it's Shay, and this is my response for internet safety. The first question was using information from the provided resources. Why is internet safety so important, and why is your role as an educator in teaching internet safety to your students? Specifically, describe how you can teach the internet safety to your future classroom. I believe internet safety is important because it helps teach the importance of what to avoid when online and when using technology devices. The internet is the most scariest thing out there for all people. Internet safety helps advance children with their technology skills, and it also helps teach them so they will understand how to correctly look for safe browsers and sites that they need to use. Children use the internet all the time, especially in this digital age. And it is actually scary because there's so many things out there that if they are not aware, they may not know what they're getting themselves into at that time. It is important for as educators. It's important for our role because we're also teaching them these things in school since technology is used so much in class. It's part of their learning environment. So we want to make sure that since that's part of their learning environment, we want them to use it safely because we don't want our classroom to be the place where they put themselves in the most danger. Now, also, I will be able to teach internet safety to my students by incorporating different strategies into my teaching of internet safety that can help empower my students when it comes to navigating the online world safely and responsibly. These things will be able to that I will be able to incorporate would be establishing guidelines for the internet in school and for in our class. This will help them understand appropriate online behavior, and if behavior is not and now if the behavior is not followed, consequences would be followed along with that with discussions. That way they understand why it's so important. Even now, I always watch my students as they do in classwork on computers in the classrooms that I'm in. And I will also want to keep this for my own classrooms, walking around, making sure that they're properly doing what they're supposed to. Because again, we want to make sure that they are being safe. I know it's always tempting for them to do different things. I catch students trying to do different things all the time, and I have to get after them about it. Because they want to do other things on technology because they're so used to doing different things on technology instead of learning. I myself will always try to stay up to date also on internet safety. That way, I can always teach that to my students. That way, they're up to date as well, and they will know the same information. That way, we can always stay afloat with each other. What were your thoughts after exploring the NetSmarts website? What resources were most relevant for you? I did like the NetSmarts website. It was very resourceful and educational to a child's point of view. They did a lot of good designing to grasp a child's attention, I believe, with all the animations. Now, also, it says, I'm sorry, I think it is very beneficial that they have educational videos and reasonings of the teaching for internet safety for the different types of things that our children get into, so that way they can be careful. The most relevant resources to me, I believe, were that I do believe that the things on the site were really especially relevant because it could also be used in teaching things in a class. So when having and doing like a scavenger hunt and having students going on this website can help because they can find these things and teach it to the class themselves. So that way that the students can understand even more instead of us just going over rules to why avoiding things on the internet. And again, that was my response to internet safety, you guys. Thank you.